Hey there, and welcome. Have you ever been part of a team where it felt like you had superpowers? I mean, everything just clicked. Or on the flip side, maybe one that couldn't even agree on what to order for lunch. Well, the difference between that amazing success and total failure often comes down to a hidden roadmap. And today, we're going to give you the map. Seriously, think back for a second. Can you picture a team where ideas just flowed and you actually looked forward to meetings? Now, think of one where every single decision felt like you were wading through mud. The secret behind that difference, it isn't just luck or some random chemistry. It's all about the path that team walks together. And that's what's so cool about this. It turns out there's a pretty predictable path that can take a group of total strangers and turn them into an absolutely unstoppable force. It's a roadmap that, once you get it, will completely change how you look at every team you're ever a part of. So let's start the journey. Okay, so this roadmap has a name. It's called Tuckman's Model of Team Development. And yeah, it was developed way back in 1965 by a psychologist named Bruce Tuckman, but honestly, its insights into how we work together are more relevant today than ever. It gives us a simple but incredibly powerful map for understanding the messy, challenging, and, often predictable journey of a team. Our journey is broken down into 4 key stages you see right here. There's the initial hello of forming, the inevitable conflict of storming, then finding your rhythm in norming, and finally, hitting that incredible sweet spot of performing. Each one is a critical piece of the puzzle, and here's the kicker, you can't skip any of them. All right, so let's dive in and take a closer look at each stage of this journey, from that very first, kind of awkward handshake all the way to the final high five. Understanding what's really happening under the surface at each stop, well, that's the key to navigating them like a pro. First up, our first stop is forming. This is the very beginning, right when a group of individuals first comes together. Think of this as the first day of a new job, right? Everyone's on their best behavior, maybe even a little too polite. There's this buzz of excitement, but underneath it all, there's a ton of uncertainty. Team members are constantly looking to their leader, thinking, okay, what's the real goal here? And maybe most importantly, where do I fit into all of this? This is exactly why strong leadership is absolutely crucial right at the beginning. A clear, unifying vision can just slice right through all that uncertainty. When a leader provides a North Star, a statement like, "We are a united company who work together as partners," it gives everyone an anchor to hold on to, even when the path ahead isn't totally clear. But, that initial politeness, it can't last forever. As the team gets more comfortable and the real work starts, reality sets in. So welcome to the storming stage, and yeah, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. This is where things get real, and often they get messy. You have different ideas, different personalities, different work styles, and they inevitably collide. You'll see these passionate debates about the right way to do things, maybe even a bit of a power struggle. It feels chaotic, it's uncomfortable, and honestly, a lot of teams get permanently stuck right here and just never recover. But here's the secret that most people miss. This conflict isn't a sign that your team is failing. In fact, it's a vital sign of progress. This is where real trust is forged. By actually working through these disagreements, the team builds the resilience it needs to tackle the real challenges together. The only way out of the storm is to go directly through it. And for the teams that have the courage to push through that storm, well, something pretty amazing happens. The conflict starts to fade, and they enter the norming stage, where this new sense of unity and purpose starts to take its place. This is where the team really finds its groove. People start to genuinely appreciate each other's unique strengths and learn how to cover for each other's weaknesses. You'll see way more open collaboration, more inside jokes, just a real sense of shared ownership over the work. The focus makes a critical shift from me to we. And all of this brings us to the final destination, the one everyone is aiming for, the performing stage. This is what all that earlier work was building towards. This right here is the payoff. The team is now a cohesive, high-trust unit. They're proactive, they anticipate each other's needs, and they are laser-focused on the goal. It's not just about getting the work done anymore. It's about achieving incredible things together, often in ways they couldn't have even imagined at the start. Now, this all sounds great in theory, right? But what does it actually look like in the real world? Let's take a look at a case study of an offshore platform team that navigated this exact journey. So picture this. A team was put together for a really complex upgrade on an offshore platform. Looking at the timeline, you can see month 1 was classic forming. Lots of excitement, but nobody was really sure who was doing what. Then, in month 2, the storm hit. There were these huge, heated debates about safety versus project speed. But here's the key. Instead of letting it tear them apart, they held open, mediated discussions. That pushed them into the norming stage. By month 4, they'd agreed on new, aligned protocols. And by month 6, bam, they were fully performing and they finished this highly complex project ahead of schedule.
And here's the real kicker, the tangible impact. They didn't just finish early. By working together so well, they actually came up with innovative new solutions that led to a massive 20% reduction in energy waste for the platform. Now that is a result you can only get from a high-performing team.
So, what does this all mean for you and your team? How can you actually use this model as your own personal roadmap to success?
You know, the most important part of this whole journey is that critical jump from storming to norming. Just look at the difference in behaviors here. In storming, people are defensive, they're competitive, they're maybe even blaming each other. But in norming, they're suddenly open to feedback, focused on cooperation, and taking shared responsibility. That shift, that's where good teams become truly great teams.
So, how can you guide your own team on this journey? Well, it starts with just accepting that conflict is normal. It's part of growth. Create a safe space for open, respectful communication. From there, it's about taking the time to clarify roles, intentionally building trust through shared work, and for goodness sake, don't forget to celebrate your wins, big or small. Think of these as your compass for navigating the path to high performance. So, as we wrap up, I want you to think about your most important team, whether it's at work, at home, wherever. Where are you on this map right now? And more importantly, what is the one thing you can do tomorrow to help your team take that next step forward on its journey? Because you know what? The path to a great team, it really does start with you.